Now, on your worksheets, this is page 625. I'll look at 625 with you and 637, the first two in the packet here. You are going to look at, it kind of gives you an example. It says, which is greater, 5 feet or 2 yards? How much greater? Well, in step 1, you're going to change 2 yards to feet. So if 1 yard is 3 feet, so 2 yards is 6 feet. But we're not going to do as much converting as what you think. What we're going to be doing is looking at what would we use to measure certain things. So on 1 through 6, let's choose the most appropriate unit of measurement of length. So we're looking at length in this, and we're going to look at the inch. Remember, it was from knuckle to knuckle. The foot was a floor tile. A yard is 3 tiles, and a mile was from here to Walmart. So a highway. If I wanted to know the length of a highway, I definitely wouldn't want to use an inch because that would be way too small. Even a yard, 3 of those feet down there, I can see that in the classroom. A highway is going to be long, so we would want to use miles. A CD case. Now, you don't see them very much anymore, but it's what music comes in and DVDs come in, and they sit inside of it and they're in a case. So we know that a CD is it's pretty big, and the case is going to be a little bit bigger. So I could definitely use inches. A foot, though, is a CD about the size of a foot? I would say a foot is too big. And so if you're right at that length, I would go a unit down. And so, but I know that we're not near that length, so I would definitely use inches here. Most students get this because we watch a lot of football. So football field, think about the field. Well, if we think about miles we would go from here to Walmart. Well, a field is not going to be that long. For one, we can't be throwing that ball that far. And that'd be a lot of running. So I would go down from that, and we definitely do from miles, and we measure football fields in yards. A room. Now a room, I would say feet. Sometimes you could probably get 2 out of there because we measure tiles and stuff, but actually that a feet, and you could even do feet, and I would even accept yards, because yards you could do inside of a room as well. A mile would be too big, and inches would be too small. Now I love this one because it kind of gives us what I was saying. Your foot. Your foot is about the size of a foot, maybe a little bit smaller. But anytime it's about that size, you want to go a unit down to get a closer measurement. So in here we would use inches. And a parking space where your parents park their vehicle. Well, we're not talking about the road, so we're not thinking miles. Feet might be kind of small, but you could use feet, but probably yards. So I would take either of those answers, feet or yards. Okay? Which tool would you use to measure the height of a desk? A 6-inch ruler or a foot ruler? Well, a 6-inch ruler would be half of the ruler, and a foot ruler would be the entire ruler, or even a yardstick, which would be 3 of these together. So you're thinking the height of your desk. Okay? Your desk is going to be hopefully a lot taller than just half of that ruler. So probably a foot ruler, because the yardstick would be way too tall. I mean, it would be maybe just be 1 yard, and remember we go 1 down if it's just exactly that. Construct arguments. Greg wants to measure the height of his 2-year-old sister. What 2 units could be used? Think about when you go to the doctor and they measure you for your height. What 2 units? Probably they do feet and what? Inches. Yards would be, for a 2-year-old little girl, it might be almost their size, especially if they're a little bit, on the small side. And inches are going to give you that exact amount. So they're going to go up as many feet as they can, and then 2 inches. Down here, you're going to do the same on 9 through 12. And on the next page, let's look at that quickly. You're going to choose the best for weight. Now we're looking at ounces, pounds, and tons. A slice of bread. Well, we compared that to an ounce, and so a pound would be way too big. But a sheep, some of us think maybe a ton, but remember people are actually weighed in pounds, and a ton is that really heavy small car. So I would say a pound, pounds, a helicopter, tons, and a bicycle would be pounds. Okay, which is the best unit to weigh a gallon of milk? Ounces, pounds, or tons? If you've ever held a gallon of milk, I would say ounces are too small, tons are that small. Our milk is not the weight of a small animal, a small elephant or a small car. So I would say pounds, which is abbreviated LBS. Which weighs more, a truck that weighs 7,200 pounds or a well that weighs 4 tons? Explain how you know. Well, we have to know, and that's where you have to come up here. We know that 1 ton is the same as 2,000 pounds, and this is on your math chart. So if I had 4 of them, if I had 2 tons, then most of you say, oh, that's 4,000 pounds. 3 tons is how many pounds? 6,000. And 4 tons then would weigh what? 8,000 pounds. So what is more, 8,000 pounds or 7,200 pounds? Which weighs more? Well, the well would weigh more here. Okay. Down here, you're going to finish writing what weight measurement would be best. I'm going to do the